It's not hard to get lost in Clayden world. From animated cartoons to bright and colourful creations, he takes you on a journey with his bold expressions and thought-provoking art pieces. His point of view is loud and draws you in almost instantly. He was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome at the age of 3, a form of autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder is a complex developmental condition that involves challenges with social interaction, speech, and nonverbal communication. And there is no known cause for the disorder, nor is there a cure for it. This self-taught 14-year-old artist's passion for drawing was harnessed after he was bullied at school. He says he uses his pen as a sword.
I felt that was completely normal, but for some reason the kids were judging me and making fun of me by the way I act. And what happened was, the way I dealt with that is by picking up a pen and pencil and start drawing, and it kind of made me feel really comfortable creating my own worlds and kind of imagining different characters and how they would act and just having so much fun with drawing.
Boertis developed his own business called Clayden's Designs. He creates custom-made pieces for clients, such as personalized items and fabric designs. He says he strives to one day design computerized games for children and adults.
I like to become a game developer because I can see myself creating so many cool games and having so much fun with it, and kind of taking my stories to the next level by adding it in something that someone can actually play.
His mother says he cannot read or write, and until recently attended a mainstream school which accommodated him. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused unprecedented disruptions in schools, his routine and structure were affected.
Every day has to be the same. It has to be get up at 7, do this, do this, do this. So because of that very, very difficult time, it was chaos in his little world.
For parents with autistic children, there is a concern that there simply aren't enough schools that cater for autistic children and their individual traits.
There is no schools that can accommodate these children, and if you do find these schools, it's almost impossible to afford because all these schools are privately owned. There is no government school that caters for autistic children. Because Clayden is such a brilliant artist, and he's going to be an artist, he's not going to become a doctor or a bookkeeper, he's going to become an artist. I decided that my main focus will be to get him at a place where he can attend classes once or twice a week or full-time or whatever the case might be. I'm going to find that place where Clayden can study art and animation and graphic design or whatever he wants to do.
Former educator Shireen Reddy and partner Yugen Subraya launched a non-profit organization to provide specialized education for verbal and non-verbal autistic children.
Parents of an autistic individual, we had nowhere to go. In our case, Paris was assessed as being one that would not go through the academic curriculum because she was not able to get the reading when it comes to reading and writing, and so she wouldn't be able to move through the grades in schools here in Durban that serve special needs children. So we were turned down by every one of those schools, yet me as a taxpayer had nowhere to take my child to. We closed off half of our home and we have converted the space into our learning center, and our first pupil was Paris. And since then we have changed hundreds of kids' lives who have gone through this door in the last 7 years. We have made a huge difference. We have had children walk in with no speech and leave here and go into mainstream, and not even into a special needs school, but straight into a mainstream school.
Her 16-year-old daughter, Paris, was at the age of 10, one of the youngest autistic learners to be offered a scholarship at a tertiary institution to study fine art, animation and design. She holds her own artistically and has grown her clientele significantly.
Being an artist, I always try to challenge myself, but I'm always having criticized my own art and wondering if it's good enough or not.
The KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Department of Education says there are more than 43 dedicated units for learners with autism at the 75 special needs schools in the province. However, some experts dispute this and say many autistic learners in rural areas are not accommodated.
Difficult is finding the school, because when you get to the school is trying to understand who is this child, and in most instances parents get so frustrated that they end up just removing their children from school. So are we doing enough? I do not think so. I think we are actually trying something, but it is not enough for many of the children.
According to the South African medical journal Accurate, there are an estimated 135,000 autistic children who are not getting the specialized education they need. Jade Paulser, SABC News, Durban.